What does it mean? Unless your righteousness exceeds that of the Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. That is such a scary statement, isn't it? Especially for people that lived in those days looking at the Pharisees. What? But they do everything. They do everything right. They dot every I, they cross every T. They do the perfect ceremonies. They read the Torah with the proper pronunciation, every vowel, every note and tone, everything just done right. That the feeling is folded perfectly. They move to the left 34 degrees. They raise the lulav to, it's like, they do everything just right. How I cannot exceed their righteousness. That's the point. Because what is righteousness really? And that's the whole point that Yeshua was teaching from start to finish. What did Abraham do? Abraham was a righteous man. But why? Not because he did everything perfect. He wasn't blameless in that regard. But his righteousness came from trust. See, when you trust, you don't try to justify by your own hands. The Pharisees, what did they do? Their righteousness in their mind came from what? Their own conduct. They tried to get everything right externally while forsaking the internal part of it, which is to trust. Faith is trust. Trusting in Adonai, trusting in his Mashiach. When you trust, you say, it's not about what I do, because you acknowledge and recognize you can never get it right anyway. Doesn't matter how hard I try. I'm gonna fall short because all men fall short. We are all born in sin, conceived in iniquity. We've never been on the path. You can never be righteous on your own strength. That's the same story with the young rich ruler. And the disciples like, well, if he can't get in, who can? That's the point. With man it is impossible. But with God, all things are possible. You can never get there on your own. Your righteousness cannot exceed that of the Pharisees. But it can, because true righteousness is based on trust. A righteous man will live his life by trusting. And the very fact that you trust in the Lord credits you with righteousness. Has nothing to do with works. The thief on the cross next to Yeshua, the one who acknowledged his guilt, said, I deserve to be here, but you're not. Remember when you enter your kingdom, Yeshua said, truly I tell you, we will dine together in paradise. He didn't do any good works. He was a thief. But he put his trust in Yeshua, and he was considered righteous. His righteousness exceeded the righteousness of the Pharisees. Didn't put on tefillin, didn't do a service. I don't know anything about him really, but fact is he was a thief and was caught and was crucified. Labeled a criminal, not righteous in man's view, but he put his trust in the righteous one, which made him righteous. So remember that your righteousness, doesn't matter how righteous you think you are, can never measure up. And anytime you try to do it in your own strength, you're going to fall short, like the Pharisees. Like that young rich ruler. I kept all the mitzvot when I was a child. What else do I need to do? Sell everything you have, give to the poor, and come follow me. Oh, so. Trust. See, people forget that last part. Yeshua said, then come follow me. See, selling and giving to the poor is just the first step. Then you have to follow him. And trust is to obey, by the way. Trust without works is dead, as we often say. If you trust him, do what he said. He said, if you believe in me, if you love me, keep my commandments. If you trust that he died for your sin and that he is your righteousness, he says, now follow me, do what I do, live as I lived. Oh, sure, you're not going to be perfect, but get on the path. Start working out your salvation. Daily, renew your mind. Change the way you think. Work on getting rid of those bad habits, that bad language, bad thoughts. Stop looking at those bad materials on the internet. Work on renewing your mind daily to change your attitude, change your vocabulary. That's the work of salvation. And you do it with his help, the Holy Spirit. But the point is, as you're doing it, you're still flawed. I'm working on getting there, but I'm not there, so I'm still flawed in my works, which is why my righteousness is not counted by works, but by trust. I trust in him, therefore I'm righteous, and as I am righteous, I'm working out my righteousness to truly become righteous. Because atonement is for a season. Yeshua came to die for you, to teach you Torah, write it on your heart, so that by the end of the millennial, you no longer need atonement, because you no longer sin. You have become perfect, whole, and you now can stand the test, because you have become pure, just like he was. 1,000 years to get it right. Have Torah on your heart so that you actually live it out. You become that. You walk it. But until then, your righteousness cannot exceed the Pharisees, because you're a flawed human being. So put your trust in him and be righteous.